talking to your girl who's like, oh man, it could goes both ways, and they could be with their significant other, and they're the ones fucking responding.
All right, we are live.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, so I'm just going to start this one to save it to the cloud. All right, it is Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. We are here with Mode 101 and VFR Radio.
Yes, indeed.
And we're going to be breaking down communication, what it was, what it is.
Huh? What?
And yeah, can you hear me? Were you joking? You were joking.
Yeah, I was joking.
Were you being facetious? I want to use a big,
Yes.
I
Well,
just wanted to use a big
let me
word.
text you what I was doing.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. That's hilarious.
And then I'll do the talk to text, and it says, "Yes, I was feeding."
All right. So, you do think of then and now when communication, what it was. And the reason why I brought this up specifically is because I was thinking today about, I contact my mom every day. I barely speak to my brother. I barely speak to my sister. I barely speak to other relatives. But for thousands of years, wasn't it just like that anyway? I mean, all of this communication just came out of nowhere. So if
Yeah,
I was traveling from one state to another, I wouldn't hear from you for weeks or months in some cases.
until you get by a payphone. Huh.
So how do you feel about communication now? Good, bad, moderate? Where do you stand with it?
Uh, I would lean towards bad, but it's not horrible. I think people take advantage of the system, especially with these phones. You got the talk to text, if you will. And I guess they don't proofread what they're talking to text about. And then by the time you get it, you got to sit there and whip out a paper and decode it, you know. Um,
I'm guilty for that.
the problem with communication. Okay, we lost it. Back in the days, we had payphones. We didn't have cell phones or anything like that, or text for that matter. If I'm not mistaken, cell phones pretty much just came out first, and then the ability to text came out after. And you remember, you if you want to spell a letter, you had to number like three or four times, just to get the letter on. It was very annoying.
Well,
But
really quick, because text technically started with the beeper,
yes,
because you could
yes.
like place the words or the letters in certain ways, like
Yeah.
boobs or noobs
Bestos.
or
Oh.
hello. No, but go ahead, continue. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But like I think the problem is like, sometimes you could get a text message and um if it's, let's just say, someone you don't know, or let's say someone you just met for that matter, um you with your mind can read it a whole lot differently and take its meaning to a whole different level than the way the person actually sent it to you. And I find it that can cause problems. You got people who like to argue during text and everything is all out of whack. I was victim of that for a while. And once I realized it, I had to make a stand and be like, look, you know, if we have a disagreement or something, let's talk. Call me or wait till I get home or whatever the case is, because, I've said things that my partner took it the wrong way, but that's because she understood it that way. I'm much older than her, so, I may say things a certain way that might be too strong for someone who's like, whoa, you leaving me? Like, no, no, I never said that. That's not what I meant. So
I
so
get it. Yeah.
you got to break the cycle of not texting, Um, you have I mean, there's a lot of bad side to it, because people, you know, don't want to talk anymore. They just want to text, send a message,
Well, you
And-
think it like really quick because it is true. When me and the mother of my child are texting back and forth, she most likely hears my voice from 10 years ago, and I hear her voice because I hear her voice from 10 years ago when we were together living under the same roof and things were so tense. Anytime she texts me, especially when it's negative and like actively negative, or they're not actively,
Yeah.
there was a better
Yeah.
choice of word for that.
No,
For
no, I know what you mean.
yeah, but just when and I hear that and I become flustered, like my face turn, I could feel the like my blood pressure rising because I'm like, okay, what
Yep.
does she mean by that? The older I get though, the more I calm down. I'm like, okay, maybe she didn't mean it that way. Let's just, cool things down. But
Well, hey,
it
it,
has lit a lot of arguments for sure.
it's like you said, when the beepers, the bezels, oh, that person's loving me. Once you start seeing ho, and that's all you get, ho. And you're like, oh, shoot, the hell are they talking about? And then they don't want to pick up the phone to explain anything. And then that happened every bit of back then, you know. Now, you know, um, I remember there was a time, in the beginning, we all go through headaches, when we meet a partner and all that. And we start texting each other, and you start getting nasty with your text. I mean, it's natural, oh, this person doesn't want to pick up the phone. Well, I'm gonna let them know what's on my mind. And then they archive that
Yeah,
shit to use it
dude.
against you later on in life. You remember when you said this? Is that how you feel still? Like, whoa, God, you still have that? That was like 3 years ago. What the hell?
Okay, so honestly, as far as like regarding the whole leaving messages and stuff, I haven't left anyone a message. I can't even remember unless it was like a doctor visit or something. Because of text. Like if I call my mom and she doesn't pick the phone up, I don't remember the last time I left a message, in other words.
That's interesting because my wife, she rarely does that. And when she does, I save it because I have her voice on there. It's weird. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I'm being serious. She also knows that when we're arguing or, disagree with something, she knows not to leave me a message. I don't want to see that, you know. But the problem with messages is, you know, um, I saved it because that's her voice on there. So, hey, baby, I love you, miss you, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's cute. You know what I mean? And I literally have two to date, to this date. You know what I mean? That I've kept. You know, um, what's sad about that is that it becomes a memory. God forbid something happens to her today, tomorrow. Next week, next month. I have that, and I can see me being, the way I feel for her, the way I love her, I can see me being obsessed with now listening to this message over and over. It's like having that picture.
You know
You know?
that yeah, that reminds me of Minority Report when Tom Cruise, the main actor, his family,
Yep.
something happened, I forget exactly what it was. But he's sitting back and reminiscing. Me, if something would have happened to my daughter, I have like a whole catalog. I'm sure her mom that has 8 times more than I do, as far as like
Yeah.
video recordings in general, and pictures. Um, but yeah, I kind of knew you were going to get into that direction because you have a significant other, obviously,
Yeah.
your wife, and yeah, who wouldn't want to save a message that was just even cute and even if it's annoying and how cute it was. I get what I'm not saying that you have any
Yeah.
annoying
Yeah. Yeah.
messages. Um,
But
all right,
I
go
will
ahead.
tell you, one thing back to the text message for a minute there. The one thing I don't like is um, a person can get very nasty on the text. You reading it and like, damn, man, that's a low blow, right? You go home, you make up, "Ah, I love you, babe. Next day, you start anew, it's reset, you starting over. I'll go to work and then I'll open it up to text her, hey, I'm going to be in a meeting for like about 2 hours. And wow, what do you think you see? That nasty text that's still there. Look, oh, like that reminder. And then, it can cause a problem to a point like you start to think about it again. Like, oh, wait a minute, man, she's
Bro,
wrong
it's a
with this
stain.
thing.
It's a stain you
Yeah.
can't erase.
Yes. And so sometimes when she'll send me some nasty stuff and we clear it up, I erase it. I take that one message and bye. because I wanted to remind me because it's just a reminder, you know. And one thing about females, and I hate to say it, you know, I'm not trying to be, you know, picking on them, but females will archive their shit. They will put that away on a back burner just to attack you the next time, you know, a year from now, you know, because we're men, we all make mistakes, you know, that's a given. And sometimes a year from now, we may do that little thing that will remind them and like, hey, you need to read this text message before it gets out of hand. You know what I mean? Whoa, you still have that? It's like weird, you know?
Well,
But
that'll be true to exactly what I was just saying earlier about, me and the mother of my child not being under the same roof for 10 years, and
yeah,
she's that shit echoes in someone's head forever. And I can't imagine I've done things in the past that she still holds against
okay.
me. I know you like
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, you know,
it's frustrating.
I wish I knew we were to do this. Look it up. Keel and Peele was comedians.
Ah, they're
They did
hilarious.
a
Yeah.
video with the text messaging and how you misunderstand it. You know what I mean? And all one guy said, "Hey, are we still gonna hang out?" You know? And then he texts back, yeah, that sounds cool, whatever." And then he reads it like, "Whatever? What means whatever? So you don't want to hang out?" And then he replies, "Hey, look, man, whatever you want to do, whatever." And you know, it gets into this like fight, and it's true. It's something as simple as like, you know, you send me a text and it says, "Hey, man, dude, man, you know, you missed out on the party last night, man. What happened to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, dude." You know, I just text that back to you, and you're gonna take it like, "Yo, is he being nasty, or maybe he's in a bad mood?" Like, you have to predict what that person is saying to you. Like, how do they mean it? You know what I mean? You could get a simple "I love you," right? And you get that every day and you accept it, it's stained in you. Now you get the "I love you" with a heart emoji and it means more to you. Okay. But if you're with somebody who started off with the "I love you" with the heart emoji and after a year they just put "I love you," you're gonna question, hey, what happened to that heart emoji? Like, what the hell happened?
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you get bugged out by it. And it's true. It's true.
That
Like,
core yeah, that correlates with quality of communication.
yes,
Yes.
and it makes you wonder, oh, I must be in trouble. I must have did something wrong. You know, like you start to think, and it's so funny that we're talking about this because, you know, I don't want to use names or anything, but you know, I went to reach out to well, you know, I'll just say, you know, it was my kid's wife, you know, she was sick and all. And you know, I rarely text her, you know, we communicate mostly on the phone. I prefer that. So I went to text her because she didn't pick up the phone. And I went to text her like, "Hey, I just want to see how you was doing." And I saw this little like, you know, when they almost broke up like 2 years ago. Like that was the only text that was on there. And I was like, "Oh shit, I remember this." And it was weird because it stung me a little because it was a hard time and I was there for them, you know, coached them a little bit, you know. But, you know, needless to say, just imagine it was 2 years ago. That was the last time I ever got a text message from her, you know, because we talk on the phone a lot, all the time. You know,
Yeah.
I'll call up my son and I put your wife on, let me, you know, shoot the shit with her or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yet I saw this and it still hurt. Like I still felt it the same way I read it the first time. And here
Mm.
I'm reading. So needless to say, I deleted that. I said, "Oh man, I forgot about that." You know, but you know, the communication factor has gone down. Nobody picks up a phone anymore. You know, nobody talks. Like, you know,
It's true.
you know, you just send, I'll send out a text, you know, to my peeps, even you know what I mean? "Hey, call me when you get a chance." Because you know what? I know that you have a life. I know that you could be working. I know you could be with your kid. You know, I get all that. You know, if I get a call that day, I'll get a call that day. If it's really important, I'll let you know. You know, like, and that's where it's at. You know, some people, "Hey, call me when you get a chance." You know, if it's important, call me when you get a chance. Important. You know, chances are you're gonna find the time to give me that call. You
Well,
know?
think and I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, I also understand that again, for thousands of years, that's not how we communicated. It's just not, we have to talk every single second or be attached at the hip every single second. A text message is even, in my opinion, t too intrusive. I'll give you an example. When I was in my congregation active as a Jehovah's Witness, knocking on doors, doing everything I wanted to do, but I felt like back in the days, you didn't have brothers and sisters, and I'm not going deep into the whole
Yeah, yeah.
anti-religion part. I'm just talking about communication. The brothers and the sisters, when they wanted to reach out to you, they'll come and knock on your door, quite literally. But now they check on you through text, and it's just not one person, it's multiple people. So, and not only that, so the phone has become like a door, right? That's your door, and people are just constantly knocking on it. And I don't agree with it. I think it's bullshit. I'm not talking about friends and family. I'm just talking about everyone in general. People that you're not even close with, they'll just call your phone and be like, "Hey, is this Victor? Yeah, I just want like, do I know you?" I actually like normally when I do pick up the phone if I'm bored or angry and I just want to let out some steam, and they'll call up, and I don't mean any disrespect, but they'll call and they'll just go on for like a whole 20 seconds into the won't even let you speak. And I'll just be like, yo, have I ever invited you to dinner? Like, who are you? You just call on my phone and just talking. That's why I got out of sales because it's so dishonest, it's annoying, it's intrusive. Bro, you're buying information off the internet because that's what I did
Hmm.
in sales. And you just calling whoever, you're just knocking on anyone's door. It's freaking crazy.
Hey,
But
listen, and I would tell you the bad side of text messaging. Um, you ever get the text message? Oh, this is the USPS, whatever.
Lord, have mercy, bro. I'll
Hit
show
that
you right now,
hit that
dude.
link on there. We got a parcel that you're supposed to get, and we're having problems. And I'm saying to myself, who in the hell is
Crazy.
this? I delete. I don't know who you are. First of all, uh, um, mailing for me is mostly through emails. Okay, and the only mail that you now get, if you really think about it, is like some billing statement, some hospital statement, maybe insurance wants to remind you, hey, pay up. But I get those emails. You feel what I'm saying? So it becomes a backup. I don't get I don't know why, but I would think that when you go to a hospital, you don't give your email or they do have your phone number, so they're constantly calling you for their money or whatever. Other than that, you get all the text messaging of better healthcare. Hi, I'm Susie Enrique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, who the hell are you? Don't use my name like you know me, first of all. If you want to, if you have a sales pitch, I'd rather you do that. I'm going to ignore it anyway, but I'd rather you say, "Hey, do you have health coverage?" But no, they send you text messages like they know you, like you're my friend or something. And for me personally, just me, I find offense to that. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, why do you have my number? First of all, why do you have this? And that's where the system gets crazy. But that's a whole different story. But you know, that's where we have the over abusive side of it. It can that texting has become very abusive. Texting to me, I'm going to tell you what I think is abusive. I think it's abusive that, damn man, Victor never picks up the phone, but he could just text, man. What the hell? Like he doesn't want
Hmm.
to talk. I find that to be a little bit. First of all, it's degrading. Maybe I want to hear your voice.
That's true though.
Yeah,
Nah,
I miss
that's a
Victor's
good
voice.
point
I don't
too,
even know what
man.
he sounds like. We've been texting each other for 3 years. I forgot what he sounds like. Like, can he talk? After a while, you start to ask those questions. Hey, is everything all right, man? How come you don't call? And that's where all the misread information starts to happen. They could write something as simple as like, look, man, hear how I'm saying, look, man, it's not about you. But I'm looking at look man like, whoa, look man, what the fuck? You want to fight? You're like, what's going on here? So like I know someone close to me that their friend does not like to talk on the phone. Everything's tech because I'm always saying, just call him. Like, well, why that doesn't make sense, because if I'm on my way to your house, okay, and you say, text me when, when you get close so I could wait for you outside, and I text you and I come to your house and you're not outside, I might get upset. Some people, I mean, I don't care, I'm at your house. And then
I
I'll
get it.
text you again, hey, I'm outside, but like 20 minutes go by. It's like, what the hell, man? You told me to text you, not call you, but yet I had to wait, waste 30 minutes of my time waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a type of thing that I'm a firm believer that if I'm on my way to your house, I'm going to call you. Hey, Vic, I'm on my way, dude, man. You know what I mean? And then I'm on my way. You know, I could be on my way and you're in the middle, on a downstroke for all I know. And then you get mad at me because I didn't text you because that's what you want somebody to do. But I did text you, you just didn't hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I look like this, like my people at work. I always tell them, listen, stop texting me. Just call my phone. I don't hear what's the text message? Doo-doo. That's it. If I'm watching a movie, man, I'm not gonna hear that, man. Doo-doo.
So true though. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't hear it. Like even like today, like you sent me the invite and all that to go on this thing. I didn't even hear my phone because I was busy doing something, and I said, "Oh shoot, let me check my phone." It's like 5 minutes. I said, "Oh my God, gotta," now I'm rushing to get everything on, and I'm panicking, But unless text message could ring like a phone, I'd rather have that. That way I
Do
hear it.
you, do you see what I did there?
What's that?
What I did in general. The whole point.
No, I didn't see.
Yeah. That's the point of communication. I should have communicated. So what happens back in the days when
You're
it's
funny, dude.
1992, when it's 1992 or 1995 per se, and you're meeting on
I
the
love
ball
you, Vic,
court,
man.
when we show up to ball, we just show up at on that time. There is no texting or beepers or
Yeah.
phones. It's just like, yo, Bobby's gonna
Yep.
be at the court at 7. Yo, I gotta be there. Yo, let's get ready. Let's go. Now that wasn't with intention to say, "Oh, look at you." Haha. It's just like that's the point, bro. You know,
And
the
it's interesting you say that the difference from then and now. Back then, if we gave a time to meet up somewhere, we made sure we made every effort to leave early.
honor.
It didn't matter, okay? Just to be there on time because
That's right.
what happens when you're not there? You start to worry. Oh, did they flake? Did something happen?
Did he
Did
get
they get
jumped
in?
on the way?
Yeah, did he get jumped? Was there an accident? You start thinking like that. Whereas now you could text, like, yeah, I'll be there. Now you're at your destination. I'm almost there. And like before the whole hour went by. It's like, yo, dude, where were you, man? Like, what the hell,
And
man?
not only that, it
You
leaves
could have
room.
called me at least. I would have went
It
and got something to eat or something.
That's right, and it also leaves room for excuses.
Yes. Yes, it does. You know,
Too much
or
room.
I have a nice, loving, and I love him to death family member who has me so accustomed. He has everybody accustomed to this. Hey, dude, how's everything going? What you been up to? And I'll tell my wife I'll hear from him in 2 months, and he'll reply to it 2 months later, man. Like literally, yeah, I'm doing
Wow.
fine. I'm doing fine. And that's it. I'm like, oh, okay. I had to wait 2 months for I'm doing fine. But you know what? I'm used to it. And it's the type of thing, unfortunately, that if I don't hear from him for like 3 months, now I'm a little worried. 5 months, I'm like, okay, what's going on? Now I got to call other family members to find, hey, is this guy alive, man? What's going on? You know, I don't know. He's very, if I didn't know any better, he's not with the lingo. He's not with the answering phone calls. He's not with the answering texts. He will do it as a courtesy. I don't know why. I've never really asked him why. I just leave it alone, because that's his choice. You know, I just tell him, every once in a while, let me know you're okay, man. And the lingo, just text me that you're okay, man, every now and then. You know what I mean? Because that's how
Yeah.
we live now. Other than that, and then you got to remember something. People got to understand. You don't even know who the hell's texting you. You know, if you got hooked up with a girl, and you want to meet her again, okay? And then you text her, "Hey, what's up, man? I haven't heard from you in a week." And then you have that text back, "Who's this?" You don't even know who you're talking to anymore.
Yo, bro, if that were to happen, first of all, I wouldn't text. I don't push on shit, bro. I text you one time, that's it. There's been friends that Maya, her she has friends that I was friends with, their parents and stuff, and
Yeah.
I tell her it's like, yo, people go through things, you know. Like if I text them one time and a kid's like, did they text back? Did they text back? Did you text them again? It's like, no, once that one text goes out and you don't text me back, you don't not see that, especially if I know you're on your phone all the time. So once I
Oh,
text you
hold
and that's
on.
it,
Hold on.
done.
You just struck a nerve, man. You just struck a nerve. You know, you're gonna love this. The worst thing that texting on these phones has ever, ever, ever done was let you know that they read it. And they didn't
True.
respond. You know, that's like people troll a messenger. Oh, this guy's active. Let me get him now. Oh, he's not answering, but he's on. He's on right now. It says 2 minutes ago, and the light is green or whatever. Dude, it's horrible because it gets people angry. Like people don't
Well,
get it.
there,
You know,
then
just
there's
cause just cause you're a messenger, you could be talking to your mom on a personal level. You know what I mean? Or communicating with a loved one on a personal level, your partner on a personal level. And you could be in your head at that moment, and then you have this one person who's just pissed off because they're trying to reach out to you, but you're just not in the mood. Listen, not everyone can just say, hey, look, I'm in my head right now. I don't feel like talking. My wife could do that to me while I'm at work, and I'm like, babe, you know what? Honestly, I'm in my head right now. I will call you when I can think a little bit more rational. I don't want to get into an argument, honey. Okay, babe, is everything all right? We're good. That's all that matters. We're good. Family's good. I'm just in my head. You know what I'm saying? And it's left alone. So texting has its powerful side of it and its weak side. Powerful is when you can communicate like as we talked about the AI voices, until they get the lingo.
yeah.
If I'm talking a certain way, my wife knows to leave me alone until I'm ready to call her. My kids know the same thing. Hey, I really don't feel it. They'll call and I will text them immediately. Hey, listen, I'm not in the mood to talk or I can't talk. I give them that respect because my children will call me. My kids, we always call on the phone. We always talk on the phone, you know? But like those that don't understand, man, they get into this whole little, you know, tit tat, like, oh, this guy's a dick, this guy's blah, 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 and so on and so on. But that's pretty much what I have to say on how I feel about the texting. And guys, talk to text, please proofread your texts because sounds like you're drunk at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, proofread, try not to take offense to it unless you say something like, you're a stupid idiot, dumbass. Like that's a different story. But if you're just saying something casually, um, that's a tough world. And another thing too, when it comes to communication, when we're talking about the quality, when you're talking about I love you with the heart, and then you stop
Yeah,
with the heart,
yeah.
and then you just say love you, vague responses do kind of put me somewhere else sometimes. And it is important to understand that for anyone. When you say thank you, uh, there was another one like love you and I love you are two different ways to say I love you or love you, in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah. I got you.
When
I
you
got
say
you.
thanks
Agreed.
and thank you, I feel like there's two different levels to saying that, especially when you're texting, because if you say thanks, that's how I take it. It's just like thanks. And the tricky part about American language, like one thing can mean our language is crazy, bro. There's so many different ways to say thank you. And when it comes to talk to text or text to talk or just texting and reading, that can come off pretty misleading. So it's
I,
either you're gonna do it one way or no way, I guess. I
Now,
don't
I
know.
would give you
Yeah,
the number word, one word that starts an argument, starts a fight, starts conflicts with friendships and all that.
I
Okay.
want to know.
Um, you could get a text when you're in the wrong. This is when you're in the wrong. Okay. Um, you could get a text, let's say a text message, hey man, dude, man, you flaked out on us, man. You lame, man. I don't even think I'm gonna ask you to come out the next time. And the you either have the emoji or you have the word. Okay? And the word is simple. Okay. Or you have your emoji. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
hell no.
that is for me like, oh, okay, what? Like what the fuck? Damn, you could explain yourself at least. You know,
Hmm.
friendships come and go. It's sad. Friendships like me and you, we shared, for years, for many years. We didn't forget each other. We share a bond, So, if you said okay to me, I wouldn't take too much offense to it, depending on what I'm saying. Hey Vic, man, what happened, man? Hey, listen, I can't make it on the pod tonight. And you put okay, I'm not gonna take offense to it. But when it's a
I
negative
see.
if it's a negative message, hey Vic, man, I stood up all night waiting for my invite, man. Like what happened, man? You know what? I'm not even going to go on to that. And you respond with okay. I'm like, whoa, damn, like what happened? You know?
Hmm.
But being that I know you, oh, something must have happened at the home with the mom, whatever, your personal life, you know what I'm saying? I can accept that. But those that are beginning or they're arguing, like I used to do that with my wife. Okay, and she'll just ram me with a whole text message, and I'm like, well, I'm just saying okay, like I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean, but I call her. She can tell you, I will call her. Hey babe, I think you took that wrong. But just imagine if she can take that okay wrong, just imagine everybody else. You know
Bro,
what I'm saying?
I've dealt with so much emotion like that. And I think that I came from an era, especially you for sure, where communication wasn't through text and phone calls and Facebook and Instagram. That communication didn't exist when I was actually courting girls, per se.
Hmm.
But then it seemed like after that whole era, once my daughter was born, that's when like the internet was just cracking in, bro. And I wasn't with the mother of my child anymore, so I was trying to branch out and meet people. And it's like every year that went by and every year that goes, every year that passes by, the whole dating scene just changes rapidly. So the way you communicate with females, or for me per se, and the way you collect their information to contact them is not a phone number anymore, or even an address at that. Like, yeah, I live in 106 in Park or whatever. You could come there at 8 p.m. Now it's more like, here's my Instagram. If you like my profile enough or like my pictures, I might message you back. But if I'm on Instagram and I'm posting pictures every day and you're not double tapping, then like, why are you not double tapping? First of all, I wouldn't even be attracted to a female like that. I don't like the whole internet go girls, and that's why it's really fucking hard for me to settle down and find someone that I take serious because of that lack of communication when it comes to actually communicating, not on the internet basis. So one of the last females that I was trying to take seriously, they kept misunderstanding my text just like we're talking. And
Yep.
that's the difference between knowing someone for a long period of time
Yep.
and then a
Meeting
short period
somebody.
of time.
Yeah.
And it destroyed it. And I wasn't going to try to rebuild someone's way of communicating. That's on you, bro. If I find someone that's like-minded and knows how to communicate on a level that I do, that's the best way anyway. Why would you want to be with someone that doesn't speak the same language and you can't even communicate? And when I say language, I don't mean like Spanish and English,
Yeah.
obviously. Just if we're not on the same wavelength, there is no point of wasting time. And that shit has everything to do with communication, bro.
It's
Everything to do with
it's very
communication.
interesting what you're saying because um, sometimes I'll have friends that will try to communicate through Instagram. I'm like, it's not text messaging, man. Like I don't get why I got to do that, and I will opt to communicate right on the text because I got your number. You know what I'm saying? And back to the phone call thing, just to enlighten people on this, when I was young. Like every, I'm not kidding you, from Monday to Friday. So you got Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will call my mom just to shoot out, I love you, or see how you doing. Hey mom, I miss you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, when you branch off on your own, everything, your whole life changes. If I miss the beat, she's calling me, hey, is everything okay? You know? But it was easy to do it on the phone. On the text, it's not that easy because sometimes people won't respond. Like have you ever, and I'm pretty sure the folks out there went through this. Like there are plenty of times that I could be texting, okay? And like, hey, why don't you just give me a call? I'm not in the mood. So what you been up to? That's it. Gone. Like conversation over, I guess. You know what I mean? Like there's no politeness like, hey, look, I don't feel like talking right now. You know what I mean? Okay, I
Mm.
got you, man. And that's it. I move on. Hope you feel better, whatever's going on in life or whatever, whatever you're going through. But sometimes I can communicate with somebody and like I would ask a question and never get an answer. Like I have to go to sleep and wonder, like, oh, I wonder if they're okay. Like, did I do something? Like, it's so
Yeah.
foul how texting can mess with your mind, dude, man. Like, I mean, like, you just sit there and start blaming yourself for everything you know it's equivalent to get into the argument, a big argument, nothing small, like, hey babe, I'm really sorry for what I did. You get no response and then you say to yourself, man, I have to go to the store and get some flowers
Yeah.
now, get her favorite
Hey,
meal.
that's a way of
Yeah,
communicating.
yeah, no, it is. No, without a doubt, it is. And like
Yeah.
you got to be extra super. You got to wear a cape of sorry. You know what I'm saying? But like what's interesting now though, even we're doing it, you know, is the FaceTime. That's wild to me, man. FaceTime is interesting because, you know, FaceTime for me, I treasure it when I'm with my kids. I get to see my grandkids, and you just start talking and, all of this and that. You know, I cannot say anything negative about FaceTime because I'm not gonna let me call Victor and tell him he's an asshole so he can see my face and know that I mean it.
Really, really quick, I have to get this out of my system. Would you say FaceTime is equivalent to like the Jetsons or Star Wars when the teleprompter, or not the teleprompter, what do you call it? You know,
The image.
yeah, what do you call that? Shit.
Um, you
I
messed
can't
me
get it
up,
off the
man.
top of my head.
Yeah. Hologram.
Hologram, yeah.
Hologram, yeah.
So it's sort of like that, honestly,
Uh,
in my opinion.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. My opinion, I've never had anything ugly from FaceTime. I love it, you know, because you reconnect with your family. And I think FaceTime, when it comes to family, is awesome. I do believe is getting to a point though that, I'm pretty sure you've been through it. You're visiting your doctor on FaceTime, on Zoom or whatever. Now you're talking to your doctor like you don't even have to leave your house anymore.
Well, I don't have a
You know?
problem with that. I have a
No, no, no,
problem with
no. I
living with
just I just
someone
think
and
it's
they're,
creepy
yeah.
because now you have what was that judge's name? They do FaceTime for court now.
Many judges do that now. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty wild. I mean, there was the judge who was saying, "Yeah, well, your license has been suspended." Wait a minute, are you in a car? You know what I'm saying? Because
Yep.
people are idiots, they do stupid things like that. But it's getting to a point that you know what, Victor, I'm going to charge you with this. You stay right where you're at. We're sending police over to arrest you. You know what I mean? It's going to get to that point. Now, of course, that's not
Well, what's the
happening yet.
difference of being in court? You have to go into court. So if anything, it benefits the criminal or the person that's being accused. I don't want to say criminal, sorry, but the person that's being accused, it works in their benefit. And that,
Now,
I
now,
mean,
hold on. Before you go there, I think and this is what's going to happen, and you're going to agree with this. I believe when it's like nothing that you're going to get arrested for, hey, we'll just do a Zoom meeting with the judge, and he's going to charge you or whatever, and that's it. You know what I mean? You did you take that red light? Yes, I did, Your Honor, and that's that. You get a ticket sent to you, you or whatever. If you're gonna be going to court because you did a crime and you're gonna be arrested, there ain't no FaceTime for you. But what do you think is gonna go through your mind? I said, damn,
Well,
every
you mean the chances of being arrested,
yeah, the
obviously.
chances of being
Yeah, yeah.
arrested. But what is that gonna be to you who's like, nah, I'm willing to do FaceTime. Why am I have to go here?
That shouldn't be an
So,
option.
yeah,
I
but but
agree.
but you know what I'm saying? Like it should
No,
either be
I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
do the FaceTime,
If
we
you
know where
have
you
a
live.
chance to do time, then you it shouldn't be an option to be FaceTime unless it's a non-violent crime. It's different if you like,
Yeah.
you evaded your
Like
taxes and
traffic
hey, every
violation,
traffic violation, it depends what kind of violation because if you're driving recklessly, bro, and you're endangering other people's lives, including the people in your car, because there's been plenty of violations, God,
yeah,
with even family, bro, or relatives, where the children were in the fucking car, dude. And it's just like, absolutely not.
yeah,
Bring your ass to jail. But for non-violent or just, it saves a lot of time because you think about when people get a traffic ticket or just in an a situation that you just couldn't control and you just
yeah,
happen to be a part of it. Like if someone rear ends you, right? And now you have to lose time and time out of work if you're okay to go to court to defend yourself, then yes, you should be given the opportunity to have a FaceTime with
yes,
the judge. That
agreed.
I agree with that
Yeah.
100%.
Even the lawyer,
But
you don't have to go to the lawyer's office anymore. Just FaceTime him,
nah, no. I'm gonna say no because lawyers
Oh,
charge too fucking much. Get your ass, bro. I went through litigation and lawyers for 8 straight years.
I remember
Eight
that. That's when we
years
were
fucking
talking. I
straight,
had called you
brother.
to find out, hey, what's going on, man?
Dude, no.
And you learned
Lawyers
the
could kiss
system.
my ass, bro. For
That's
the
when you learned the system.
dishonest, yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I learned the system,
And you beat it.
and I beat the system
Yeah.
once, lost the second time, and this is a total different thing. But when it comes to lawsuits, litigation, and just understanding the law, first
Yeah.
of all, you don't need to be a lawyer to understand how law works. It's a public library. You can go up there like I did for many years, go into the fucking library and put your nose in the books. And I should have went to school to be a lawyer, honestly, because I can argue pretty fucking well, especially when my mind's clear and I have nothing to worry about. I'm not stressed out, bro. I could put my nose in the books and figure shit out. Okay. And I've done it for many years when it
Dude,
comes
you
to
remember
many
that's when
different.
I reached out to you. You was like the Matt Damon in that movie with Robin Williams when he was a bookworm, he was real smart, you know. And I was curious what was going on,
I
and
forget. Yes.
I had called you. It's good something. I can't remember. Um, and I called you, and then
Good
that's how
Will
we
Hunting.
good, yes, and that's how we reconnected. And you told me what you was doing, and I was like, oh, sweat word, you know. Now just imagine if we took everybody to do that, okay? They would probably understand what we're talking about on how texting can ruin lives,
It's
the
true.
use of
Yes.
texting. Right now I've never heard anything negative about FaceTime. We do Zoom meetings and all that stuff. They make jokes about it with the guy who's getting the tissue in the little lube. And hey, your camera's still on. He pulls down his pants. He's about
Yeah,
to,
that's a little crazy.
but I mean, I don't even know if that's real. I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, absolutely it was real, dude. He got fucking I don't even want to get into that.
I
Yeah.
don't know, but FaceTime can have its flaws. I've seen FaceTime videos where the dog goes wild, or I've seen FaceTime
The
videos.
kids come into the so
Yeah,
when I FaceTime, there's nothing wrong with it. I think too much of it. Like if you're a married couple, there's no need for me to see your face 24/7. You don't have to FaceTime me to say, "Hey, did you make sure you get bread?" And then
yeah,
FaceTime me 10 minutes later, your clothes are ready in the cleaners." And then you FaceTime
yeah,
me an hour later, "Hey, don't forget Jimmy at baseball practice." There's no need for that. That's absolutely, you
yeah.
are depreciating the quality time that you can spend with your
Yeah, you
significant
have to.
other, bro.
Yes, like me and my daughters. We could do FaceTime so I could see the kids and all that. And we're on there for like an hour, 30 minutes, an hour, depending, like I'll know when the kids are getting rested. Hey, let me let you go so you can tend to your kids or whatever. But I enjoy the fact that I can see the growth of my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? I can see them growing up
Absolutely.
like, oh, he got a boo-boo. Oh, come here, let me kiss it. Wow, or whatever, you know. I mean, it's not the same when, you're upfront with the kids or whatever, but I get to at least enjoy it. And I do see them. Don't ever get that twisted. But it's important when we live so far from each other and you can still connect and they know that your grandpa or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes I'll just call just to talk to my daughter. I want to see her face. You know what I'm saying? I want to see their face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me elaborate on that because me and my buddy, Buddy Lee, he's well, he was I forget exactly where he was born, but he came from San Francisco at the time. We met in Virginia Beach. We were bouncing at the doors, then started bartending and entertaining. Had a band or were involved with the band, involved with rap groups. He was a DJ. I was the hype man. We went through so much shit together. I mean, like struggling hardcore in Virginia Beach as well. And his name is Rashad Thomas. He's all over TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. But Buddy Lee, after a long time, like of struggling, he woke up and went into the Merchant Marines, and he's been doing that for over a decade. And I've gotten to see him one time in fucking years, bro. Years and years and years, because he came to Florida and shot a video for me at the restaurant that I was working at. And we'll talk about it another time, but my point to that is the FaceTime part, right? He just FaceTimed me the other day, and it's very rare that we get to talk to each other because he's either out at sea around the fucking world as a merchant marine, but now he's in Texas, and sometimes he'll FaceTime me, bro, for like literally 30 seconds, and that's so fulfilling. It's like filled with quality. That
Yeah.
time that we get to see each other and joke
Yeah.
for a minute before we get to work because we're on different time zones and shit. He's just like, oh, I just want to talk to my boo, and me and him joke around because, dude, we love each other. We're great friends. We want to be entrepreneurs. There's so
Uh-huh.
much. You're gonna meet him. He is one of my greatest partners that I've ever fucking worked with because he just stays on the ball. He just wants to make something happen. And when it comes to that whole FaceTime part, we don't have to talk for hours or even minutes. Just like, yo, what up, motherfucker? Like we see each other. And the point of that is that we haven't seen each other physically for a long time. When, it comes to that, too much is too much, but just enough is just enough. It's just like, sprinkling sugar and tomato sauce. I know Italians don't want to hear that shit, but
One thing about for me on a personal level, when I'm doing FaceTime with the family or whatever, you know, I feel connection. You know what I'm saying? Even talking to you. You know, I
absolutely,
feel
absolutely. I
connection.
feel the
There's
same
a
way.
connection that's still there and it's cool. You know, uh, would I prefer to see you in person? Absolutely,
Sure.
without a doubt. Like I wish we would just 2 blocks away or half a mile away, like it used to be. Like, but we all have our lives. We all grew up. We all moved to different states and all, and FaceTime just keeps that connection with that friendship, with that family, and like, I love it when my aunt calls me and they're celebrating her birthday and like the whole family's there. I get to see everybody and talk to everybody, Yet it'd be quick because I'm a firm believer that if you're in the middle of an occasion and you took the time just to say hi, I'll take that hi, even if it's just for 20 seconds, because I want you to get back to your gig there. You know what I mean? Like, you go have a good time. We'll catch up another day. You know what I'm saying? But it's the connection that I love. Like, even when we started doing this, just to see you again, you know what I mean? Like it means a lot to me.
Same here, bro.
It's one thing when you're watching a video of someone that you know and you're just watching the video, they're being goofy or serious or whatever the case is. But then it's another when you get to talk to them. Even after our podcast and all that stuff, you know what I mean? We still chat regardless, you know what I'm saying? But like what one of the issues that that we were talking about is the quality of communication. Okay. FaceTime, yes. Texting, no. That's my The communication with texting is a nay for me. The more I think about it, the more like the more we talk about this, the more I'm starting to understand that texting can be dangerous.
Okay, well,
You know,
really quick, because we got to end this soon. Uh, what would be your closing argument as far as how would Henry want to communicate with anyone in an efficient way that provides quality and satisfaction?
if something needs to be said,
I
call.
guess, yeah,
Yeah,
categorize it
yeah.
because, yeah,
If
for sure.
something needs to
Yeah.
be said, call. Don't text. You know, for an example, a quick example. Hey, honey, I'm on my way, but I'm gonna stop at the store. And then she'll call me like, "Oh, I want to go to the store with you." You see, something like that. I'll call her, "Hey, babe, would you like to go to the store?" Because I know she wants to go, and I will call her
Oh,
and
good
not
point.
text her. "Hey, I'm leaving work now. I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna come pick you up." No, hear
Or
my
do
voice.
you need anything
Yeah,
or no?
yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Like, don't just, text that because, your partner might have been home all day. She may want to get out. He,
Mm,
he or she may want to get out,
nice
so I'd
perspective.
rather call. Okay. I wouldn't text. I could text on my way, or, sometimes I may call her, babe, I'm on my way, and I'll still text on my way with a kissy
Okay,
emoji clown,
would there be an excuse for urgency?
What do you mean?
Like if they just want to get home, they have to use the bathroom, number two or whatever, and they're just like, I ran to the store. I'm sorry, honey. I was gonna tell you, but I didn't want to stop. I just needed to get just one thing and boom.
Oh no, I can't come home. I cannot come home and tell my wife that. That is not going to fly well for me.
That
There
is
has to
too
be
funny.
utter communication. You
Okay,
see,
okay.
and it's interesting what you said about that. You see, that lies back to the then and now. Back then, yeah, you could do that and get away with it.
True.
I'm saying, hey, I'm a little, hey,
Ah,
babe,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're 10 minutes late. What happened? Oh, I stopped at the store. And then that could be whatever argument. And oh, what if I wanted to go? I needed this and that. And my wife knows that 80% of the time after work, I will go back out. I'll give her shit, but I will go back out, you know? So you got that sort of communication, okay? Texting without communication. Now, I want people to understand this. Texting without communication, meaning however you word your words, that person is going to take it whatever way they're going to take it. If you're in a
True.
shitty mood and I text you something positive, you still might take it negative because you're in a
That's
shitty mood.
fucking 80% of the time, per
Yes, you,
se.
you
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
that's
So
normal.
that's gonna happen. Okay. FaceTime for me brings connection, especially with the family. You know what I mean? FaceTime is gonna grow bigger and bigger. Like I said, I remember if people don't notice, FaceTime with doctors actually started when the COVID happened. Okay,
Yes.
that's when, like, let me,
It's virtual ER,
yeah.
virtual. Yes,
All right,
I
Vic,
know.
what's wrong with
Yeah.
you? What are the signs? Why do you think you're sick? You know what I mean? And now it's just ongoing. I agree with it because, like, if your doctor's like 40 minutes away, I'd rather do FaceTime if that's possible at all, and we could talk. You know, most of the time, um, I would like to say that it hasn't really fully grown. Like it started to die again as people started to go back out. Me, I would urge that this is the way. You know what I mean? This economy sucks so bad that you spending money so much money on gas, and I'd rather just talk to you. I'd rather use my electricity than waste gas. You
100%.
know? So FaceTime, as far as FaceTime to me, I think when it comes to families and friends, it leaves a good connection. When it's done and over with, you smile, you can talk about it. It's exhilarating. A bad text message you don't want to talk about, or you start to talk about it. Oh, I think they're being bitchy with me. My wife goes through that all the time with friends. Like, oh, this person. I say, babe, I mean, how do you know? Like the way I'm taking it is not nothing negative, but only she knows that, you see? But what I'm reading, it can possibly mean it this way, where she's interpreting, no, I'm going to cut them off, And that, why don't you call them? See, that's what I say. Call them, find out what the hell they mean by that, you know? But half of friends, they're at she has one friend um, that she does the FaceTime with, and they'll sit there talking for hours, and I leave her alone. No, I leave her
That's
alone.
funny. No, I
I'm
get it.
just
I get
saying, like she's walking
it.
around with her earpods in her ear. She'll put the
That's too
hold on,
funny.
and she'll be like, "Hold on, I'm gonna put you down for a minute because I gotta find this
Bro,
pot or whatever."
connection is connection, bro. I
Yeah,
mean, you
so
can't stop that
it's
or
important,
sever.
but she has one friend that just does nothing but text every now and then, a little bit of FaceTime, whatever, but mostly texting. And sometimes, like if I gotta do something, are they on their way? She gotta text them because she can't call them. I'm like, yo, I don't got time to wait for this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like it becomes very argumentative when it
Oh,
comes to texting.
oh, dude, we could get into a whole other hour of people not texting back promptly when that shit needs to be
When you're on a
text
time,
back
when you're on a
promptly,
time
bro.
scheduled, you know what I mean? And it's like, I can't be waiting. You
Yo,
know what I'm saying?
dude,
So
holy
that's the
shit.
biggest downside of texting because people don't want to pick up the phone and talk,
Okay,
you know?
well, really quick, really quick. So, if you're on your phone constantly and you see someone texting about something that is paramount, like, hey, I'm expecting a shipment here at 12 o'clock, and it's a shipment that needs to be put in the fridge or the refrigerator, like insulin or some shit, cannot be left out. You have to refrigerate the shit. So,
Good example, man. Go on.
you have people that won't respond. Then finally you call them and they're like, "Oh, what's up?" Motherfucker, did you not see that I text you? Oh, I heard the ding, but you know there's fucking insulin coming to the house. Like that's the type of shit that'll drive any fucking sane
Listen,
person insane.
the one habit that we're all in, we're all creatures of habit, okay? The one habit that I don't like, but you got to do is if you take a nap, okay, you know what? I came home, I worked late. I got home like 5:30. Not even, I think it was like, it was 6 o'clock to be exact. And I'm like, man, I gotta go on tonight, man. I gotta take a shower. As
Mm,
soon as I came out the shower, I looked at the phone, see if you sent anything. And usually when I shower, I just like to lay in bed and just cool off, like wind down from work, get work out of my soul, if you will.
sure.
And, I looked at the time, I said, oh, it's almost 7 o'clock. So I said, let me get everything on, and I left my phone in the room. And so I'm in the kitchen, just putting things away. And I look at the time, I'm like, oh my God, sure enough, there goes, you send me, oh, I didn't hear it, oh my God, now I'm racing to get on, and like my computer was giving me shit to get on, and, I was getting upset. And then I said, oh, wait a minute, let me text them, you know, I don't know, I text, I said, I'm firing up or whatever, and, so that way, that I did get your message.
Sure.
There are some people that won't do that. They just,
No,
oh,
and again, today was just like me being facetious, pretty much.
let me see if that comes
Yeah.
up on text on the talks to text. Hold on, let me see if it'll come up. Hold on, I'm gonna do it
All
right
right,
now.
so look, Henry, on a serious note, we do have to end this tonight. Um, went a little bit past my bedtime. Not my
Facetious.
bedtime, but yeah, facetious.
Oh, it came up. Okay.
That is too funny. All right. Uh, Whoever's watching now or in the future, the main goal that we wanted to talk about was communication is key to anything, relationships. It doesn't matter if you're boyfriend, girlfriend, best friends, married, uh, the father and child, and even pets, bro. Communication is key in
Yeah.
every single sense. And Henry, I'll let you get your last word in a second, but I just wanted to Tell everyone, yes, communication is key. And sometimes you cannot take a facial expression, a body gesture. Communication comes in all shapes and forms, bro. If I come home, let's say the house is normally set in its normal form, and I'm married with kids, and let's say that I'm the home taker for the moment because the wife is out getting the bread. It does happen. It happens. So, wife comes home, kids come home from school, and the house is okay, but then suddenly the house is sparkly, shiny, like everything is just like so clean and organized. It's just like unbelievable. What are you gonna do? The first thing you're gonna think is like, what the fuck is going on? It's communication. Now, a father or a mother or whoever's home could do that every day and say, "Hey, I appreciate you guys so much that I'm staying home and staying behind. I'm the home caretaker and I'm going to show you, cook you the best food without ordering like Miss Doubtfire
Yep.
when she
Yep.
ordered." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like communication comes with food, cleanliness. I guess that was my point. Just showing in every form of art that you can without speaking. I believe in my heart that communication comes without one word being spoken. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. Communication starts with one person or with two people, but the one person to step up. And if you don't understand the text and they don't want to talk, I would rather be the one to be like, hey, I'm really not understanding what you're saying. Is it possible you could call me? Or explain whatever the hell you text. Because, it's like you said, there's nothing worse than say, hey, babe, don't forget to take out the meat and you get no response. You know what I mean? Again,
Dude, that'll make me angry
we take
actually.
naps, we do whatever. It doesn't hurt to pick up your phone and just see, like, I ritually do that. I could fall asleep and in my position, my line of work, okay, if I wake up, I have to pick up my phone. It could be my job, some worker got hurt, like, and chances are, 50-50. I get text messages from work. Hey, what do I do? Oh shit, that was 2 hours ago. I wonder if they figured it out. But I will call. Now I'm calling because it's been 2 hours. Yeah,
Mhm.
I missed it because I was
Two
thinking,
hours too fucking long.
yeah, like, "Yeah, are you okay? Yeah, we took care of it, I'm like, "Oh, okay, or whatever." But, I think it's just important that when it comes to communication, first of all, communication to me is talking, calling each other, reaching out, you know. When it comes to texting, you could put on my way or hey, I'm going to the store, do you need something? Or, like simple stuff, but don't dispute on a text. It gets really wacky. It gets out of hand, Um, I'm at a position right now where hey, I'm not feeling well, and I get a text, I'm like, oh, hope you feel better, knowing that the team is going to suffer. Now I went from no, hope you feel better to just, okay, that's it. You know what I mean? Let them know, hey, yeah, we're going to suffer today, because you're not, you called out of work or whatever. But, you know, um, for those that need to, man, I'm telling you, FaceTime with family is a good connection, in my book. You know, I'm not saying go on FaceTime and be, oh, hey Vic, man, I'm really sorry that I flaked on you. No, man, don't do that. You could do that on the phone.
Please, for the love of God, do not
Yeah,
ever contact me on Facebook or any other outlet
exactly. And
to
yeah,
apologize for anything.
listen, I'm glad we didn't get into that, but Facebook is the worst time to communicate. What you
And
need
I'm
to
talking
work.
about serious things like,
Yeah,
oh, sorry. Like, no, I'm talking about some
yeah,
serious shit. All right.
I know, and they do it, but all in all, man,
Last words?
the key word is communication, man. Communicate with your loved ones. If you have to call, call. Don't be texting or whatever. Don't text people. If you got something to say, get some balls and call them. You know what I'm saying? That's all to it, man. I mean, that's all I have to say with that.
I'm gonna give my last words before we end this live stream.
Uh,
If anyone texts you and you don't answer, but you put a post on social media, you might as well just I will extend
that's
my
the
neck.
worst,
I
man.
hold on. I will extend my neck and then you